It's a Star Wars podcast, baby, and no, your ears are not deceiving you. It's an early Yaddle Chattle. We'll get into the reason why in just a moment, but before we begin, let's introduce ourselves. My name is one of the two co-hosts of Yaddle Chattle. I bring the dark side, I bring the lightning. Put it together for me, Darth David. Thank you. Thank you very much. And my co-host sitting directly to my left, your right. Ladies and gentlemen, one of the most fiercest Jedi in the galaxy, representing the light side. Put it together for Jedi Jared.
Thank you, David. How are you doing today?
Jared, I am doing fantastically for a change because a lot of issues have been straightened out in my life. And today, while I will be usually yelling at you, it will be done with love and with joy. Can you accept this dynamic that we have here on Yaddle Chattle, where I bring the fire and the passion? As long as I do it with love in my heart, can you accept these terms?
Yes.
Okay. I know that there are some people that are afraid for your mental being, your mental state.
I promised Mike, one of our listeners, that I would not bring the show down. So we're going to have a great show for you today.
Thank you.
Or we'll at least try to.
Okay. No, wait, I'm in a particularly good mood, and I'll tell you why right now. I am going, for the first time ever, Mr. Jared, to Star Wars Land at Disney World. I am very excited, Yaddleheads. I have not been to the new Star Wars Land. I don't know if you folks know this. Disney's expensive.
Oh, no.
Yeah! Are you aware of the prices at Disney? Did you know it's expensive?
Yes.
Holy cow, is it expensive, brother.
I feel like you could take a family of four.
Get on that mic.
I feel like you could take a family of four to and have a nice Euro trip, like a real nice, stay at an Airbnb and all across the continent, Euro passes and flying.
Oh yeah.
Like for what you pay to go for like a week in Disney.
Oh my God, you could have a trip to Paris, London, and Tokyo for 7 days each for the price of a 4-day trip to Star Wars Land at the Disney, but that's okay.
But that's not even in, from what I understand, because my neighbors just took their kids for like a long weekend. It's not even in the Magic Kingdom. It's at like the Hollywood Studios.
I'm not even going to lie to you. There are free hotel points, lots of things.
This is the big one.
Darth David is getting so many breaks and deals because honestly, Sith Stanley, my son, Jedi Juliana is my daughter, but really Sith Stanley is the Star Wars freak, just like his dear old dad. And it was driving him insane. It was literally killing the boy that I had not been to Star Wars Land yet. It was like I could say every time we watch Star Wars, and the Millennium Falcon, for instance, would pop up on screen. He'd just shake my head and say, I don't know how you haven't ridden in that thing yet.
Oh, he's giving you shit for that?
He's giving me shit and I'm like, it costs like $19,000 per day for this fucking thing. And while I am a massive radio star and have been for the last 20 years, I mean, how about that? Sirius XM satellite radio for 10, FM radio, WRAT 95.9 for the last 10. Even though that's the case, we don't make millions and millions of dollars. That's just, that's like 4 guys in the history of radio have made that. And I ain't one of them, bub. So, but luckily things worked out. There were breaks, there were trips, there's free things, there's points, there's miles, and so everything came together. So I will be going to Disney. I had the lightsaber workshop. Now I don't know if you know anything about this.
You build your own lightsaber.
So Sith Stanley and I will be going to the lightsaber shop, and you build your own lightsaber for 20 minutes. I will be making a Sith lightsaber if that's allowed, a red one. I mean, come on. I mean, Darth David, I'm not fucking around with the blue or green. And obviously, only Samuel Jackson's allowed to have purple. Actually, Jedi Jared and Samuel Jackson are the only purple wielding lightsaber guys.
Oh yeah, that's because
I think I screwed up the order of those words, by the way, but who cares?
Because of Samuel Jackson.
and the reason why I said that is because on the official Yaddle Chattle artwork that Coke Logic, thank you very much, made for us, he gave you the purple lightsaber.
Yes, because I do in fact own a purple lightsaber.
You do own a purple lightsaber?
Yeah, I brought it over here.
That's right. Okay.
It's the Mace Windu one.
Okay. Wait, so did he give you the purple or did he give you the blue in the Yaddle Chattle?
No,
yeah, he did give you the purple, right?
I thought he did.
Anywho.
Yeah, he gave me the purple.
Oh, yeah, he gave you the purple. Is the purple lightsaber to represent that Mace Windu was on the verge of possibly going to the dark side?
Yeah,
was there anything to that?
So, like, apparently...
I'm saying officially. Was it...
Yeah, colors, like, the color lightsabers apparently, like, actually have a meaning.
No, I mean, we got red for the Jedi. We got blue and green. I used to think that green was the highest.
But Ahsoka had a yellow lightsaber.
Look at the microphone. Look at me in the screen.
Ahsoka had a yellow lightsaber.
Screen me.
And then Rey would get that double-sided yellow lightsaber too. And then remember also after she left the Order, Ahsoka had white lightsabers.
Right.
So it's kind of like I think blue and green are like Jedi.
Masters, perhaps.
Well, I think it's Jedi in general.
Just Jedi in general.
Then you have the red for Sith, and then purple's like you've kind of walked that fine line.
Because that's kind of crazy. Because I see him very much as a Jedi. I see him as a dogmatic Jedi. Like, to the fact that, like, he will not fuck around with the rules. He doesn't want anyone else to fuck around with the rules. He is a very serious Jedi. I don't necessarily see that as him having Sith tendencies. I see that as him just being extremely strict. You know, but maybe because he's so almost narrow-minded in his Jedi thinking, maybe that's what they were trying to communicate to us.
I know.
I don't know.
Behind-the-scenes stuff, he told George, like, I want something unique that will make me stand out.
Purple's phenomenal.
Oh, it's great.
It looks great. So I'm going to be doing the lightsaber workshop.
Cool.
Now, real quick, have you ever gone to Star Wars Land at Disney World?
No.
It's fun. Look at the jerk. Look at the stupid jerk sitting next to me. He never been there, Star Wars fans. How the hell can you be a Star Wars fan if you've never been to Star Wars World at Disney?
Well,
how the fuck? No, wait a second, Yaddle heads. Wait 1 second. Did anyone just hear that? The non-Star Wars fan over here has never been to Star Wars World, baby.
Wait.
I'm such a better Star Wars fan than you, honest to God. Honest to God.
How many times have you gone to Star Wars Land?
I'll be there on Wednesday.
Okay.
Or, excuse me, Thursday.
So as of now, neither one of us have gone to Star Wars Land.
Listen, if someone listens to this podcast on Friday, I've been there. Sorry.
Well, I'm going to have to wait a few years because I never felt comfortable going to Disney out being with like a kid.
Oh, God.
So like my wife.
You're weird.
Am I weird?
Yes.
Disney's for children. It's for kids.
You don't need to go by yourself in a trench coat,
no, my
you pervert. I'm
wife
just saying,
and I
you and your
wouldn't
wife never decided to eat some edibles and just walk around?
No.
What kind of fun are you?
No,
it's amazing. The fireworks, the water fountain displays, and everything.
My wife has gone, but they've gone because they were taking my great nieces.
I know for a fact that you like marijuana. It's legal in New Jersey. I'm not judging you. I'm just saying, you eat an edible, right? A little piece of candy. You go to Disney, you're going to have a blast. You never thought of that before? No, you never did.
No, and I've never been able to afford a trip like that.
No, I get that. Like I said, if this trip wasn't massively discounted, I wouldn't be going there either myself.
Did I ever tell you that my wife and I won part of our honeymoon? Like, we wouldn't have been able to do our honeymoon had we not won the contest.
That is very, very sad, and I would love to mock you, but my honeymoon to Las Vegas was literally paid for by the radio station. So I can't. I cannot mock you in any way, shape, or form. I wish I could, but I can't.
The literally the only vacation that I've been on besides my honeymoon in the last 10 years was last year, or no, 2 years ago. No, last year when we went to St. John, U.S. Virgin Islands. It was awesome.
Now, so by the way, just a programming note. That's why this is this week's Yaddle Chattle. It's this week. And then next week, we're back to our Friday schedule where we try to release Yaddle Chattle each Friday. But this week, you're getting it 2 days early. Okay, so don't get mad at us. We're doing Yaddle Chattle because, yes, I'll be in Florida. I'll be at Disney from Wednesday to Sunday. So even though I want to point out to the Yaddle heads here, even on a vacation week, we give you a new Yaddle. Most people are saying, hey, Davey Mac's flying on Wednesday. You're not getting back till Sunday. I'm assuming no Yaddle Chattle this week. No, fuck that, man. Fuck that, man.
And next
Yaddle Chattle must be here each and every week unless it's Christmas for me, Hanukkah or Passover for Jared.
Oh, I'll still be here on Passover.
Not a lot of respect for your own holiday.
Unless it's a Seder night. Then.
Seder?
Yes.
I love it. You know what my favorite is? Apple Seder. It's delicious. I love that. And sometimes you warm it up.
That's a good one, actually. You know that the Last Supper was a Seder, right?
Yeah, I mean, Jesus was Jewish. That's why the Christians should never get mad at the Jewish people because they're the exact same.
It depends.
Pretty much, except for one guy can fly and the other... I don't know if you guys have any people who can levitate into the air.
Our guy is just a spinning guy from Tron. The CPU.
Wouldn't you claim Moses as your number one guy?
Yeah, well, Moses is the CPU guy from Tron. Never watched that episode of South Park?
Is that the number one guy in Judaism? Moses?
Besides God?
Besides God.
Well, there's
number one. Well, if this is a Jedi Sith thing, I think you got to put Yoda at the top of the rankings for Jedi, just objectively in terms of, experience and the mastery of the Force. And then for Sith, of course, we put Palpatine at the top. Who would be the Judaism guy? Because for me, it feels like Moses.
I guess it's Moses, but there's also...
I was right.
There's Abraham.
The guy freed the slaves.
No. The first Jew.
Kept the Union and the together. The what?
The first Jew.
Abraham Lincoln was Jewish. No. Not that I care.
No, he's not. He's not Jewish.
Oh.
No, Abraham was the first Jew.
Okay. Abraham is a nobody compared to Moses. What did Abraham do? Try to kill his son on a rock, right?
Yes.
The fuck is with that shit? He was the Vader of his time, I suppose.
Well, God told him to.
Yeah. God being Palpatine? Was that whole thing where they got the fucking Star Wars from? The fucking Vader trying to kill Luke and Palpatine's like, just kill him. Was that all? Who ripped off who? The Jews or the Jedis? Who is ripping off who? Well, it's the same goddamn story.
George's mom, I think, was Jewish.
Well, there you go. Now listen. That's, so, what do you think I'm going to enjoy more? The Millennium Falcon ride or I believe what it's called Age of Resistance? This ride is supposed to be spectacular. It takes 15 minutes. There's a walking component to it. There's a time where you're in a little thing, a little vehicle or some shit. Then there's all this other stuff going on. It's like a full-on experience. What do you predict? And I will reveal I will be reviewing Star Wars Land next week on Yaddle Chattle. That's going to be exciting. And I will try to supply some pictures. Maybe we can even put the pictures on our YouTube video. For some reason, we do actually capture this on YouTube if you want to watch us. I don't know why you would want to. But sometimes we're entertaining, I suppose. Sometimes. So which one do you think? Falcon or Age of Resistance? I'm
going to go with option C and say hopefully they're spiked blue milk.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm walking around with Sis Stanley...
You're not going to have a nice cold spike.
If I was walking around with...
degrees.
Brother, if I was walking around with other adults, of course, I'd be drinking blue milk after blue milk after blue milk. But, it's not always so much fun with a 13-year-old. It's just like, okay, let's stop in the cantina, Stan. Yeah, I don't know.
At least...
I'm going to try... Yes! I'm going to try one. But
I'm hoping do they offer spiked blue milk or is just blue milk
No. They have the alcohol is legal in the cantina. They have a spiked blue milk.
Nice.
And a non-alcoholic blue milk, as far as I know. And I think they might also have green, alcoholic and non-alcoholic green milk.
Oh.
I thought that green milk that Luke drank in Last Jedi, I thought that actually looked great. It looked like, ever get some mint chocolate chip ice cream and make a milkshake out of it? Because I do.
No,
and that's what Luke looked like he was drinking. And I was like, give me some of that fucking sea cow tit milk, daddy.
I thought it looked like a melted shamrock shake. Yeah.
What I just said.
Well, that's what I was gonna say. I was like,
Well, Shamrock Shake isn't that the mint?
No, probably. Yeah.
Mint chocolate chip ice
I've
cream.
actually never had a Shamrock Shake.
Oh, bro.
Ever.
Do you know how good I am at making milkshakes? Before I was kicked out of Fordham University, with my buddies, I got so good. I would say, try this, and I got so good at making milkshakes just with my hand. The key with milkshakes is consistency.
I believe that.
That is the number one thing. Okay? And when I make a black and white milkshake, fuck it, your lips have never tasted anything sweeter.
Okay.
Now, black and white milkshake. How do you make it? Go.
I would use chocolate and vanilla ice cream.
However, what an asshole! Asshole! I'm going to tell you why you're an asshole. And again, I'm yelling at you with love and joy. We have smiles on our faces today.
Okay.
We're this is a jubilant Yaddle Chattle. If you make a black and white milkshake with vanilla and chocolate ice cream, you know what you get? A shit shake. It tastes like garbage. The two flavors are not compatible. The reason, what you do with a milkshake. Don't give me the soft serve stuff because half is vanilla, one half is chocolate. That's a different thing. That's a soft cone. This is a milkshake. Trust me.
But
black and white.
You're using a hard ice cream. So
no, listen to me. I'm just gonna give you the fucking secret.
Okay.
It's vanilla ice cream and Hershey's chocolate syrup.
That's what I was gonna think.
That's how you make a proper black and white. And the reason why I even asked you in the first place is because this is a very concerning issue with me. I in the summertime, I hit up ice cream shops left and right. And these days, I tell the fucking 18-year-old, the 19-year-old behind the cash register, give me a goddamn black and white, and I see them doing the same bullshit that Jedi Jared just suggested. They start trying to give me vanilla ice cream and chocolate ice cream. I go, whoa, daddy, that ain't how you do a black and white shake. It's vanilla ice cream and chocolate syrup. Now, fucking throw that thing in the garbage and give me my goddamn large black and white shake and knock off $1 because my fucking car is on. I kept the gas thing going, and now you've wasted gas on my ass.
Oh, man, I miss Sundays.
Right?
They have a Sundays down here?
I don't know.
Sundays, if you live in Jersey and you haven't been to a Sundays ice cream, you need to go.
Or you can go to a proper local
there are
mom
local.
and pop.
They are local,
okay.
mom. They're a local Jersey chain.
All right. But they're still a chain.
They make the best.
Hey, Ice Cream Chattle! It's Yaddle Chattle. Can we get back to Star Wars for fuck's sake?
Sure.
Since you failed to give me the answer, I'm going to tell you. Millennium Falcon, I will be crying. And I will be probably... and I don't know if I'm going to have the wherewithal to take pictures with myself in tears like Nick Sirianni before the fucking Super Bowl. That emotional disaster of a head coach. I don't know if I'm going to have that, thick, sobbing, weeping tears like Sirianni, the Eagles coach. But I anticipate definitely getting emotional. I don't know if I want to take out my cameras and do that because sometimes I feel like those photos and videos are contrived. The photos that you see on YouTube or there's someone freaking out about something. Sometimes I feel like they're contrived and they're a little phony. But I will tell you, I will be freaking out. And I will start crying.
You know what?
I will. This is going to happen.
I've got an actual story that you might find hilarious.
Please look at me through the goddamn fucking screen.
Okay, so the last time I went to Disney was probably about 20 years ago.
Okay.
No, more. 24, 25 years ago.
How old are you?
I will be 36 in June.
Okay.
My mom gets motion sickness, and the only...
So you went to Disney?
We went to Disney. Well, yes. We went to Disney, and we went to Magic Kingdom and Epcot.
Okay.
Star Tours was the
Love it, by the way.
only Disney ride that they used to have.
No, I know, and I'll be on Star Tours. We are definitely. I'm gonna hit Star Tours 4 or 5 times. I still love Star Tours. I have been to Disney World multiple times. This is just the first time I've been to Disney World since Star Wars Land opened. Go ahead.
So you talking about freaking out on a ride for like tears of joy. The entire ride, my mother was having a panic attack, like screaming at the top of her lungs, yelling, "Get me the fuck out of here. We're all going to die."
We're all going to die.
Yes.
Now I see where you get your fatalistic approach to life from your wonderful mother who screams, "You two really are Cyril and his mom from Andor." Does she fucking put a box of cereal in front of you every goddamn night and morning as well?
No.
Okay.
I actually made my own breakfast.
You two sound exactly the same. She's screaming, "We're all gonna die." Did she think you guys were on Hoth, or did someone not explain to her that there's a fucking TV screen?
It was the Hoth ride. Because there were 3 options. It was like Endor.
You always get the Hoth.
I
always get Hoth
the Death
myself.
Star run or something Yavin.
I always get Hoth too.
So it was a little bit embarrassing, but I found it to be hilarious.
A little bit.
I thought it was funny.
If I was Disney World, I would have kicked your whole fucking family out for good.
I mean,
said, "That's it. Goodbye, Jedi Jared Fishman's family."
I'm sure that happens more often than not, but that was the last time my mom ever went on one of those motion rides. Like
yeah.
You're not actually moving. You're just... So that's what the Millennium Falcon
I never get
ride's gonna
sick.
be.
I never get sick on rides. Yeah, well, the Millennium Falcon, they say, uses a combination of movie and video game technology because you are actually controlling the Falcon and controlling the guns and stuff.
Oh, it's like that Buzz Lightyear ride?
I mean, but it's not going to... Like the Toy Story where you shoot the targets?
Yeah.
By the way, I love that ride.
Well, they have one at Six Flags. It's Justice League ride.
Oh, really?
Yeah. At Great
I'm going to do that.
It's
We're from New Jersey, in case you didn't know, Yaddle Chattle heads. And guess what they have in New Jersey? Believe it or not, the second largest theme park in terms of size, physical size in America, Six Flags Great Adventure. But the rides at Six Flags Great Adventure, through the roof. They're unbelievable. But in terms of the overall vibe and the funness and this and that, Disney destroys Six Flags Great Adventure. You would never see cigarette butts on the ground at Disney. You will at Six Flags Great Adventure. Don't get me wrong, like high-class rides.
Oh, yeah.
The Batman and Robin,
Nitro.
Superman, Nitro, like the roller coasters are as good as it gets on fucking Great Adventure.
Yes.
But, you know. It's a little Jersey for you. It's not Disney. You know what I mean? All right.
Like
so,
Disney,
any tips for me before I go to Disney, which is happening tomorrow?
I will text you it if they haven't changed the hack yet. My wife knows this really good hack about like scheduling and getting like on the fast pass thing.
Okay.
So I don't want to give that away, and then someone from Disney fixes the hack.
Yeah. Then I'm banned from fucking Disney, like the Fishman family. I don't want to be put on the goddamn Disney blacklist like and your screaming mother, screaming we're all gonna die left and right. I heard she was even on that, saying that on the little runaway train, the choo-choo roller coaster that's designed for 3-year-olds. She was screaming, "We're all gonna die." Panicked the whole fucking kindergarten class that was there that day.
It was embarrassing and funny at the same time. Like, I'm like, I know we're not gonna die, but
my mom hates roller coasters too. If you're born in a certain era, unless it's fucking Coney Island, my mom could not comprehend Space Mountain. She was just like, what the fuck? She was like, I believe she compared it to being in Guantanamo Bay.
Interesting, because
she said it was torturous.
My mother-in-law, who's 71, 72, loves roller coasters.
Yeah. She likes Space Mountain?
I would assume so.
My mom didn't like it because of the darkness. That's what I'm saying. She's used to a Coney Island, up, down, up, down, up, down. That's it.
No, my mother-in-law, as long as she gets her little scooter because she can't walk, she'll do it.
Now, I want to be insensitive here. Your mother-in-law can't walk?
Well, she can walk, just not.
No, but I mean, that's actually a good thing. And let me explain.
You get that.
Cut the line.
Yeah.
Honestly, can you actually fly your mother-in-law down to Disney World for Wednesday through Saturday, and I will personally take care of her as long as she's got that fucking scooter. Maybe also tell her to put on a neck brace like Andy Kaufman after he got pile drive by Jerry Lawler, so we can like just cut every fucking line imaginable.
I don't think that's how it works at Disney.
Put a sling on her, crutches. You know, she's the world's most injured person. I'm excited.
You should.
I can't wait. So that's happening. Now, today on Yaddle, obviously, well, we're not going to talk about the Bad Batch.
So we'll double up next week.
We'll talk about both episodes next week because we're recording this on Valentine's Day. Special plans between Jedi Jared and his lovely wife, Ms. Jedi Jared. What do we call her on Yaddle Chattle? Padme, yes.
We call her Padme.
Anything between you and Padme?
I'll probably cook dinner.
Beautiful. What are you going to make? A nice pizza for yourselves?
No, I already made that.
You know what you do? You go to 7-Eleven, get those Elios. You ever have those? Or you put that in the fucking oven, boom. Hey, I made dinner.
No, I actually, because we're low carb, I make my own pizza dough out of
low carb? What the fuck does that mean? Low carby? Like, hi, I'm carby for carbonite. That kind of thing? No.
Like,
what's low carb?
Like, no, very little net ketogenic.
I don't know what you mean. What are you not allowed to fucking eat? Just speaking English.
Just about anything with bread.
Oh my God. So you can't eat pizza?
No, I make my own pizza.
How do you make pizza without bread?
I make a fathead dough using almond flour, mozzarella cheese, eggs.
Oh, you got to make me one of those, and I want to sample it one time.
It's actually not bad.
Well, do it and prove it.
I already have it. I can bring you flatbread next week.
No, I want the pizza. I want you to make a non-fucking carb pizza. I want to sample it, please.
Okay, it's not like real pizza. It hits the spot. It's not like going out.
Sounds like shit. At first I was curious, but after I gave you 3 opportunities to sell the goddamn pizza, you just
shit out of it.
You shit on your own pizza right there. You did.
I just always.
You're like, it's not bad. It's not. It actually kind of sucks, Davey.
No, it doesn't suck. It's good. I know how to. I've got my recipe down like pat.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
If you made your homemade bullshit Jared pizza for Gordon Ramsay, would he like it or would he pick it up and throw it at your forehead?
He'd like it.
Bullshit. I know that guy. He's a Sith too. He's worse than me. Kevin Flynn would be aghast at what Gordon Ramsay says about Jared. And I have met him 3 times. Dave Filoni says that don't expect everything to wrap up perfectly in the next year or 2 years of Star Wars TV shows. For instance, Mandalorian, Ahsoka. He says he went back and recently watched the Clone Wars and said, in the Clone Wars, we didn't always wrap up things perfectly. And that was a good thing because it gave us an avenue to tell more stories down the line. So, what do you think about that?
Why would you wrap, if you're trying to build a television universe, why would you wrap everything up in a nice, neat package in the next 2 years?
I think ever since we had a couple of things with Lost and The Sopranos and different television show finales that people seem to be disappointed in. Not me. I love the Lost series finale, and I even dug The Sopranos. Okay, the fade to black or the cut to black wasn't so great, but didn't make me lose faith in the whole show. I know people who hated the Lost series finale so much, they're like, well, now I hate Lost forever. I go, really? I'm like, so a 2-hour episode made you lose faith in the other 120 hours that you just watched? I don't get that philosophy.
I don't say it necessarily sullies a show, but there seems to be a trend with these big television shows.
And Game of Thrones is the same thing. Everyone was pissed at that. And people were like, I can't watch Game of Thrones anymore. Yeah. I go, well, then suit yourself. I'm going to still watch Game of Thrones and not let one episode. Ultimately, the series finale is 1 episode. And a television show is simply different than a movie. Movie, if the ending sucks, that's a big deal. Because if the ending is 20 minutes and you're talking about a 2-hour movie, I mean, that's a huge fucking fraction. But on a television show where you got 100-something episodes in 100 hours if the last hour isn't good? Really?
Yeah, well, let me take the counter argument with that and say, think about all the time you've invested in watching that television show, waiting, season after season, some episodes good, some episodes bad, but overall staying with it till the end and being a huge fan and then not getting the payoff.
I understand the point, but I think that, it's more important to tell good stories.
I agree.
And at the end of the day, I myself don't need nor really enjoy getting everything wrapped up. George Lucas himself did not feel the need to show us the Clone Wars in Episode 4, A New Hope. He allowed Obi-Wan Kenobi to talk about the Clone Wars. That kept it mysterious. I like when things remain a little mysterious. That means that you don't have to solve every single plot hole. Some things can have mystery. Yes, you're right. If you have built up for, say, a whodunit, and there's some guy who is, someone suspected of murder, and you never give it to the audience, then yeah, you fucked people around. But I don't need every single plot point, explained to me. That takes away from a little bit of the fun to me, a little bit of the mystery. And then we can't have shows like Yaddle Chattle where we're debating about what's going on.
No, I agree to a certain extent. I just think that right now there's really not a lot going on in the movie sphere with Star Wars.
There's nothing going on, and I have a comment for that. Or my next story goes into that.
I just think that it would make sense for someone to, as they build out this universe, did they really have an idea for an Ahsoka show in the beginning? No, it's that they introduced this character. It's been very well received. So now they're going to do an Ahsoka show. And, they're going to build out this universe.
Well, let me give you something about that then, real quick, before I go into the next story. It's an Ahsoka update. Word is Disney Plus already looking to renew Ahsoka for season 2 before one episode has even premiered on Disney Plus. Is this a good thing?
Yes. I think it's a great thing.
You think it's a great thing?
Yeah.
Explain why.
Well, it's Bryce Dallas Howard's show.
I thought it was Favreau's show.
Oh, what, Ahsoka?
Yeah. He's like Mr. Ahsoka. I'm pretty sure Dave Filoni. He's at least the executive producer.
No, I thought that was like,
You think she's directing it?
I think she's directing it.
But I guarantee you Filoni's at least writing it.
Well, no, Filoni, that's his character.
Oh, yeah.
But I think, and obviously he's heavily involved.
Heavily, Jared.
But I feel like, remember all those Star Wars galleries? You were like,
yeah. I had not. Actually, you're giving me news. I did not know Bryce Dallas Howard was attached to this.
I was under the impression that she was like, how Deborah Chow did all of Obi-Wan.
Do you have a source on this? Is what I'm saying, because I never heard it. Don't check your phone. Fuck it. Okay. All I heard about Ahsoka is this is a Filoni thing. Just so you know.
Well, yes. So
before Yaddle gets accused of spreading misinformation.
I mean, that's the least of our problems.
So I'll tell you one thing why this is. Okay, I'll tell you. Obviously,
you find it to be troubling?
No, it's obviously a good thing that Disney likes the series. However, has Disney been burnt before with decisions like this? Time and time again. Kathleen Kennedy thought The Last Jedi was such a, quote, beautiful film, she decided to give Rian Johnson a trilogy of Star Wars movies that he's never going to make. This is the same scenario to me. They love the way the Game of Thrones, speaking of Game of Thrones, until the series finale, so they decided, let's give Benioff and Weiss a trilogy. That's never going to happen.
So
they've done this before where they get into something and then they go crazy and overpromise. What happens if, I don't think this is going to be the case, but what happens if Star Wars fans hate Ahsoka?
I think they're going to like it.
I do too, but we just don't know. And why they feel the need to keep planning in the future when we really don't. They got to start taking things fucking project by project.
I don't think they
circling
can do that.
Who is really fucking clicking and then start figuring out a movie, a universe.
Well, I think...
new Star Wars goddamn universe. You know what the fuck? You know what came across? You know what I thought about the other day? Fucking Star Wars should have gotten James Gunn and not DC. Seriously. It turns out the guy's a huge fucking Star Wars fan.
Yeah, he's a huge nerd.
And the way he is created... We did the story last week where he said that he is going to make DC universe almost in the way of Star Wars universe right now. And now they have different eras and different characters going on all at the same time. I'm like, shit, this fucking guy, how'd we let him get away?
Well, we've got Filoni. And
I love Filoni, but we should have a sort of a Gunn Filoni...
Well, I think that's the whole point.
Favreau triple header.
I think that's the whole thing with Filoni and Favreau is that Favreau understands like live action writing and directing, whereas Filoni's background was primarily animation, but Filoni has all the lore because George passed everything.
No, I hear you, but I'm just saying that I feel like that was a missed opportunity with not having a guy like James Gunn.
Well, you have to also understand that I think there was some bad blood between, remember, Star Wars, Lucasfilm, and Marvel are owned by Disney, and I don't think he liked the way he got treated with the Guardian of the Galaxy thing.
Brother, you tell James Gunn you're going to head Star Wars, and we're going to fucking make you the new creative director of, how about creative director of Star Wars Motion Pictures, James Gunn. Creative directors of Star Wars Disney Plus series, Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni. And we could have two separate fucking camps, movies and TV shows, and let that happen. Because because James Gunn is doing the movie side, obviously, of DC, first and foremost. I'm just saying, it seems like a missed opportunity. And yeah, Disney fucked that shit up with him, but, you apologize with a huge check with a lot of zeros. And that's what you do.
Nah, no,
And you say you're going to be in charge of Star Wars movies. You like that?
I do agree that they need a George Lucas type of person.
For the movies they do.
For the movies. That's going to be like...
James Gunn was the guy.
He went over to DC.
Yeah, well...
There's a lot of opportunity for him at DC.
So speaking of movies, Jon Favreau says do not hold your breath, quote unquote, for a Mandalorian movie.
I don't want to see that though.
It's got you all flabbergasted.
Yeah, because I think it works I think the Mandalorian works in the medium that it's in. And television for the last 20 plus years has been the thing. It's the content that they're putting on television has been better than the movies we've been seeing.
In some ways you're right. Has there been a TV show where they made a movie out of it that was extremely good, like successful? Like, for instance, I was a big X-Files fan, and they made the X-Files movie during the series, and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But was it a fucking huge monster hit? It was not a huge monster hit. I'm saying...
It did well.
It did okay, Jared. Let's not... It was a reasonably successful film, but it was not big. And trust me, I'm a massive X-Files fan. I'm not shitting on the X-Files. Okay? I'm just saying, I think there is something to that. That when people see the TV characters week in and week out, I think it's hard to get them into the movie theater to see the same person that they can watch for free on their couch.
Well, here's...
Name me one TV show that became a movie. The Sopranos movie is one of the worst films I've seen the past 10 years.
I will agree
The
with
Many
that.
Saints of Newark was a horrid film. Do not ever waste your time watching it, Yaddle heads, if you haven't seen it. It was
awful.
Horrendous. Destroyed.
You want to talk
about a lot of Sopranos canon.
Fuck
that
retcon
movie.
So much shit.
I mean, just pretend. Don't ever see it. Pretend it never exists. Yeah, retcon to the max. I can't think of anything. I can think of a reverse, which was MASH, the film directed by Robert Altman, became a TV series and became one of the biggest TV series of all time. That's a reverse.
MASH is one of my favorite films of all time.
I love MASH, the movie, more than the TV show.
Found it, dogs.
Boom. Are you kidding me? I love Robert Altman.
I think the movie.
Oh, it's great.
Is so much better.
So
than
funny.
I know. It's
it's so much better.
It's like
It's fun. I mean, it's better because they did some stuff that they could not do on the TV show. I'm not going to bring up the football segment.
no, but and it's sad because they were trying. If you ever watch like the first few early episodes of MASH, they were trying to emulate Altman's style.
Then they
and then
they got away from it and went to a sitcom. But listen, Alan Alda's great. The show's great. I'm not gonna.
No, the show is great. I used to watch it every day.
I'm not gonna kill MASH a TV show, but MASH the movie is fucking fantastic, and you'd be surprised how many people have not seen it, or they actually think somehow that they made the movie off of the show. And I'm like, no, just the opposite. Quickly. A trivia question you need to get within 3 seconds.
Oh, dear Lord.
Who is the only character to appear on MASH, the TV show, and movie? Let's go.
Oh, it's Radar.
Oh, he did it! I put the 3 up to the camera. I barely even got to 2.
Gary Burbaugh.
Radar O'Reilly.
Yeah.
Your only character to appear in both the movie and the fucking show. And he's a great character in both.
He was.
He stayed Radar in both. All right.
You know what's a little disappointing that they didn't have in the television show?
What?
Was Duke. Tom Skerritt's character. Like they brought in they had a couple episodes of Spear Chucker, but that didn't work apparently.
That's the name of the character.
Yeah.
I think you
Well,
should
he was a
really be
doctor.
clear. Well, YouTube has certain words that they
really?
might fucking ban us, and that's why I clearly said the football scene and not the fucking name of the guy.
Well, no, because there is a football scene in the whole movie.
Please,
like that's the end of the movie.
Please. The name of the character was not. We don't need to say it again. See,
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to keep us on YouTube. See,
Got it.
So the name of the fucking character was what he just said.
But he was
That was actually written down in the script.
Yes.
He's a stupid Jedi Jared. In case you didn't know, is a stupid idiot.
Well, he's a doctor.
I know, but you don't say that term, which is a highly offensive term on the show.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Jesus.
Okay.
You're gonna be next
it's
week.
The name of the character.
Next week, Jedi Jared is gonna recreate Ted Danson's speech with Whoopi Goldberg at the Friars Club, where he got dressed up in makeup, if you will. That's next week. That's what Jedi Jared has planned for the show. So Favreau, no Mando movie. You're okay with that?
I'm okay with that.
But I'm not okay with no movie. Can they just lure James Gunn away from DC?
I think there are more people out there that are there's probably someone perfect.
Here's why I want James Gunn. He's a bona fide success. I also feel like he fits Star Wars. Guardians of the Galaxy movies are incredibly visual. They have great action, and there's humor in them. I feel like they have a lot of the qualities of a Star Wars, to me.
Well, I think he was trying to emulate Star Wars.
So give him the actual thing.
I mean, he's going to be busy trying to build
I
DCU.
know, but can we maybe figure something out? Hey, update. No, very important update. We did this story last week. It broke our hearts to know that someone bought Peter Mayhew's house in fucking England, and then after he bought... Where? Australia?
Maybe
well, wherever the shit it is. They bought Peter Mayhew, Chewbacca the Wookiee's house. Okay, Peter's dead. Peter died. They go into the attic. They find all of this awesome shit, including old Star Wars scripts. And unlike being classy individuals, the new homeowners immediately put it up on auction. And it was very, very upsetting to the Mayhew family. Guess what?
What?
The auctioneers have taken down the Star Wars stuff out of respect to the Mayhew family. They will not be conducting that Chewbacca the Wookiee auction. And I say thank you. And I believe what happened was it was Yaddle Chattle that turned that situation around. We were not having the great Peter Mayhew's legacy destroyed by some fucking squatter family who, finders keepers fucking scumbags who just get some shit. The Mayhews had left the house 2 hours probably before they fucking moved in. They find shit. They don't think to call up the Mayhews. Hey, some of your Star Wars stuff is here. Instead, it's immediately I have to sell it. Fuck off. And I'm very proud of the auctioneers. I'm very proud of Yaddle Chattle for clearly getting this situation rectified.
They should have just at least either split the proceeds with, allowed the Mayhew family to pick whatever they wanted.
Mayhew family didn't want it sold. They want to keep that shit. It's theirs.
I get it. Family heirloom.
Yes. Harrison Ford does not have a favorite Star Wars movie. Someone asked.
That's not surprising.
I know, right?
Harrison,
he never plays ball. If you're gonna ask him a question about Star Wars,
he hates
Star
Wars.
He will not play ball. No, I don't think he hates Star Wars. I think he doesn't understand nor truly appreciate what they call nerd culture. He can't get into. He doesn't quite understand how people can get this deep into Star Wars and the Star Wars mythology. He doesn't understand it.
Has he never met Bill Shatner before?
But actually, his quote was kind of cool. Harrison Ford had a quote that I really enjoyed.
What was it?
When he expanded on it. Because what got the headline was Harrison Ford pretty much could give a shit about Star Wars. You know, asked what's his favorite. He says, I don't have one.
He's always been like, Indy has always been near and dear to him.
Well, he's the star. He ain't Luke Skywalker in Star Wars. He ain't Vader. You know, Han Solo's a great character. He's an iconic character, but he ain't the star. All right? Now, but when he expanded on his answer, I thought there's something there. He says, no, I don't have a favorite Star Wars film, ... but it's because, to summarize, to paraphrase what Harrison said, he said, because the story's never really finished. So how can you have a favorite movie? The story, you can always go back and tell more aspects of the movie, and or if you do one movie, right, some of those creative choices have now affected other movies. So other movies have changed. And I was like, shit, that's actually kind of deep, Harry. Harry Ford, providing the deepness.
Well, he's the one who said when
that's a good way to look at it, though, don't you think?
Yeah, but he was also the one who said in episode, like, before he signed to do the sequel trilogy, he's like, you got to kill me off.
Yeah.
He's like, I don't want to do this.
He wanted himself to be killed off. He wanted Solo to be killed off in Jedi.
Really?
Yes. And Lucas never was going to entertain that, but because of the pressure, Harrison Ford says he needs to sacrifice. His life needs to be worth something. It was never going to happen because Lucas always envisioned Han and Leia together. However, if you notice at the end in the Death Star scene, when Billy D. Williams, when Lando and my boy Nanum are in the Falcon and they're racing out of it and that fire is going on them and the Death Star explodes, originally he was going to have them blow up with the Death Star.
Oh, really?
Originally he was. When Harrison Ford said he thought a character should sacrifice, George said, well, I'm not doing that with Solo, but you know what, I guess we can kill off Lando. And that's exactly what was going to happen, but then George even backed off. He's like, it's the end. It's the last movie. No, it's going to be too sad. Okay.
That's a great George impression, by the way.
Thank you. I've been working on it by watching the ILM documentary over and over and over again.
You see, that's who should be in charge of Star Wars movies.
Larry Kasdan?
Yeah.
Who directed the ILM docuseries. It's amazing that I can read your mind, but then again, I am a Sith.
Or... it should be maybe even a trust.
I don't think Larry Kasdan has that interest, Jared. This is a very accomplished screenwriter. I know, but no, he's too big of a Hollywood guy. They need someone younger. Larry Kasdan's like 70, dude.
Well, no, they need someone who gets it. They don't necessarily need an old
James Gunn.
Well, besides James Gunn.
All right, who is like James Gunn that we can give then?
Well, I was just about to
say. I'll
give
you a name.
Someone who gets Star Wars.
Do we know if Jordan Peele is a Star Wars fan? He feels like he might be a Star Wars fan to me. In which case, he's been a writer, director, and producer now of multiple movies that have done exceptionally well. If that guy is a Star Wars fan, I wouldn't mind someone like that. You see where I'm going with this, though. I want a proven filmmaker.
I've got the perfect person.
Bring it.
Joe Johnston.
Age. Joe Johnston is in his 70s as well,
but
probably.
You don't need somebody who has to be on set every day.
No.
But you need someone, and look at Clint. Clint's been writing and directing and producing into his 90s.
I know. These aren't the right guys.
But
Joe Johnston is a guy. If you want to make a good fucking movie, you go out and get Joe Johnston. But see, what we're saying is we don't want Joe Johnston then in control of 10 movies. I don't even think Joe Johnston would want that. The reason why I'm interested in Gunn so much, but then Jordan Peele's been a producer of things now. So now he knows how to, like the Twilight Zone, which I actually thought was good. The rebooted Twilight Zone. He knows how to head a storytelling group, is my point.
Okay.
So you see? That's what I need. I know the Peele thing is random. I just, the fucking name popped out of my head. No, all right? Leave me alone.
I don't know. I think he might be a Star Wars fan. He's a huge nerd, so he probably likes Star Wars too.
Give him a call. I want Favreau and Filoni in charge of the Disney Plus side, but we should have a new guy in charge of the movie side. That should happen. If it's going to be Jordan Peele, that's good with me.
So your thing is so they don't have to be necessarily young, right?
I know, Jared, I would prefer not to have you. This is a huge commitment, and I don't think that you want someone in their 70s right now. You're going with all old people.
I know, but they all have, like, I was actually going to recommend...
Who?
Chris Columbus.
No, Chris Columbus?
Yeah.
I know, from Harry Potter's...
And Home Alone.
What makes you think he could do Star Wars?
I think First off, we have to always keep in mind Star Wars is supposed to be a kid's film.
Let me say something. I actually really enjoy all of the Harry Potter films. Go back and watch Harry Potter 1.
Yeah, it's a brilliant film. And he directed it.
Right, but go back and watch the scene where that troll is in the bathroom attacking Harry and tell me if that CGI looks good.
I mean, it's dated. That was from
Looked like shit back then.
2002, 2003.
Doesn't matter. Fucking shit in Jurassic Park, which was 10 years before that movie, looked a million times better than that shit. No, that concerns me. Just on a technological level, the fact that Chris Columbus, just that shot alone. Will you go younger?
Younger. Okay,
I gave you the guy!
Jordan Peele. Or James Gunn.
Now, do you have a Star Wars cage match? And then we're going to get out of here.
Yes.
Yes, he says. He does not have a Star Wars cage match. Because if he said yes, he would then immediately start talking. And going into his Star Wars cage match. This is his one piece of show prep he's responsible for. Did you hear all those topics? Darth David came up with them.
Well, we got
and you people wonder why I yell at him.
No, I had it.
Going forward, I'm going to continue, as I said, but I'm going to be yelling with love in my heart. I'm going to be yelling at you with a smile on my face at all times.
I had it. Wedge Antilles.
Yes.
Versus Bosk.
Wedge Antilles.
I mean, I can't keep going back to all the big characters.
Matchup. Bosk will eat Wedge Antilles' face off. First of all, this is a fucking cage match. So X-Wings are not allowed in the goddamn cage.
Though.
No, he isn't.
They all have
He's a pussy-ass pilot. I mean, I'm going to tell you why. Remember those episodes on fucking Rebels where we saw Wedge? He was like Eddie Furlong in Terminator 2.
He was a baby.
He was a thin, black-haired little skate rat.
He was a little baby face.
He's a fucking punk is what he was.
Yeah, but
Wedge was a weakling and a punk. And let me furthermore back that up with...
Are you kidding me?
Who is the only one? Who is the only person who voluntarily left the Battle of Yavin in Episode 4 when he was at the Death Star and his ship got shot and he goes, I'm hit. I have to leave or I have to evacuate. Sorry. And then Luke's like, get going, Wedge. You can't do any good back there. And he goes, sorry, and he leaves. He fucking left.
And guess who takes over Rogue Squadron after Luke goes on to do Jedi stuff? It's Wedge.
Right, but in the most important critical battle in Rebels versus Empire history, more important than the Battle of the Second Death Star, Battle of Endor, whatever they want to call it. That battle was absolutely pivotal to the rebellion in staying alive and finally getting that big, huge victory. And his fucking cowardless ass,
He got hit. He didn't want to die.
His ship was barely touched. Fucking R2-D2 got his brain blown out. And the back of Luke's fucking X-Wing, one of the engines got shot. And Luke is still going on the thing. And first of all, even Biggs knew. All Biggs and Wedge were to block, like offensive linemen in football. They were there just to block for Luke. So that made his leaving especially bad.
So you're just going to take Bosk.
Oh my God. And first of all, Bosk is like a fucking lizard. He will eat Wedge's fucking face. Bosk for the win, and this shit ain't even close. Who are you going with?
I'm going with Wedge.
For what reason?
I mean, he was originally an Imperial soldier, a pilot, so he has military training. So that means he's
not going to do him shit good in a goddamn cage match, brother.
Bosk is a garbage bounty hunter. Always has been.
You are you are taking out Bosk? Bosk.
Yeah.
Oh my God. One of the best bounty hunters ever. One of my favorite bounty hunters. Absolutely.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry to hear
I
that.
know that since the Mandalorian brought IG-11, everyone's all about IG-88 these days. But in that original Empire Strikes Back crew of bounty hunters, Bosk was number 2. Easily. Ask any fucking kid if they had an IG-88 or they had a Bosk. Because I had my fucking Bosk. I may have had an IG-88, but I absolutely had a Bosk. Bosk was a pivotal action figure that you had to get.
What was the other guy? The names that I'm
Antar Plot.
Is that the guy with the
bandages?
Yeah, okay.
I mean, I have my bounty hunter painting over there.
I'm not looking because you want me on mic.
Yeah. Don't worry about it. And obviously Boba Fett. Oh no, and then you had that cool guy who had that weird head with the plugs and shit.
Okay.
He was awesome too.
The ant-looking guy?
No, no.
There was a
regardless, Wedge, your whole thing is you think Wedge is going to win simply because he went to the Imperial Academy and learned how to fly. He didn't even learn how to fight. He learned how to fly.
You have to learn how to fight the Imperial Academy.
No, you don't.
Yeah, you do.
Barely.
Come on.
That's going to do it.
Every pilot has to, every soldier has to go through boot camp,
right,
and then you go onto your specialty.
I just got the judgment here from George Lucas himself. He is texting me. He's watching us live, and it says, Jared is a moron. Bosk would easily, oh my gosh, look at this. Easily eat Wedge's face. That's what I said, George. I said the whole thing about the face eating too. Unbelievable, George Lucas, man. Thank you, brother, for supporting the show. Listen, that's it.
That's it.
I gotta go to Star Wars land, and I have to enjoy the fucking shit out of myself, and we will do a Yaddle Chattle will be back next Friday, regular time, but I will definitely be doing a little bit of a review, and I will also, we're going to be doing both episodes of or the episodes that we missed. Listen, if they have 3 episodes or 4 episodes, because they doubled up last week, right?
Well, it depends if they're going to do a 2-parter again. How many episodes are in this season?
I thought perhaps 16, but don't quote me on that.
Okay, so we're halfway through the season.
Perhaps.
Well, we're 2 weeks away from Mando.
That is true. That has got me extremely excited.
So,
I mean, 2 weeks away from the Mandalorian? Come on, baby. Let's go.
I know.
All right, let's get out of here.
Okay. Plugs.
Yes.
You know what? Let's do it now. Oh, never mind. We are looking to launch our Patreon page soon. So just
we're working on Patreon, and we're gonna start with very basic shit, and then we're gonna be adding specialty shows and details and things as we go along.
Only 1 tier, baby. That's what we're starting with.
But we'll plug that when it's time to plug.
Yes. Thank you all for the feedback that participated in that. So Wedge.
Oh, definitely. Thank you.
Joe, Kevin, Michael, Tom.
Wow.
If there was anyone I forgot, I'm sorry. Remind me, and I'll thank you next week. Thank you so much for the feedback. It was greatly appreciated.
Thank you for the feedback.
Follow Eastside Dave across all social media platforms at Eastside Dave. Oh, and John Pine. Thank you, John Pine.
Absolutely. Yes, I personally want to thank all those guys as well, and all of the Yaddle heads for supporting Yaddle Chattle show, gaining a lot of traction, and we really, really appreciate it. Show's going great. Again, we'll be back next Friday, back to the regular Friday release date. And what?
I got the EastsideDaveCountry.com, wherever podcasts are available. YouTube, Eastside Dave TV. Questions, comments, theories, art, yaddlechattle@gmail.com. And that's it.
Well, it would have been perfect for me to have gone on that. But because you kept talking, we missed one of those Yoda posts. So now I'm going to take this last minute to thank you, Jedi Jared, for sitting by my side for 44 weeks now.
Wow.
How do you feel about that? It's Valentine's Day.
That-
It's the one day of the year where a Jedi and a Sith can get along.
Okay.
I'm Eastside Dave. Darth David. He's Jedi Jared. I can't wait to go to Star Wars land. I guess if anyone has any tips, honestly, last second idea here. If you have any tips of what I should be doing, Star Wars wise, at Disney, email Yaddle Chattle. What's the email? Quick.
YaddleChattle@gmail.com.
All right. He's Jedi Jared, everybody. I'm Darth David. We will see you next week for another rousing edition of the greatest new Star Wars podcast in the galaxy, Yaddle Chattle. Good night, everybody.
Bye, everyone.